Howdy, folks. I'm Magical Monoceros, majestically moseying through merry meadows.
I'm Amber.
And here are more merry meadows for us to mosey through. Let's get started.
Wait, but what are you?
Oh, I am, of course, a unicorn. Now you know. Now you know. But I'm not the Triceratops, which is a three-horned creature. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being Upset and Not Picking My Girlfriend Up from the Airport After She Marries Her Guy Best Friend, theoretically for the military health care? I am going to use a throwaway, and a ton of people are probably going to call this fake and call me a simp or whatever. I can tell you that it's not fake, but maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. I know that she freaked out and called me every name in the book because I just can't face her right now. I have been with my girlfriend for over a year now. The first 3 months were amazing, but while we love each other, we fight all the time, and yes, the intimate time is amazing, and probably because we fight all the time, that just keys into the worst parts of our personalities. Well, this week, she was going on a girls' trip to Vegas. I know her best friend Guy, who is like a major reason that we fight, is stationed in an Air Force base there, and she promised me that no matter what, she wasn't going to go and see him. Well, guess what happened on her way to the airport, and she had something huge that she had to tell me when she landed. So I was panicking for the whole hour of her flight, thinking that she was going to be pregnant, which in the grand scheme of things wouldn't be the worst, but it's still really not in my plans right now because of finances. So anyways, I was panicking the whole time that she was on the plane. When she got down, she texted me, Look, I'm going to say this over text because I'm worried how you react, but I married Jordan this week. Please don't freak out. It's only so I can get his health care with the Air Force. I saw that and I freaked out. I tried to call her like 1,000 times, but she never picked up. But she would text me back and say, I knew you would freak out. Trust me, it's not what you think. I told her that she had to pick up and talk to me or else I wasn't going to get her at the airport and she needed to get someone else to get her or get an Uber. She freaked out and actually called me, then screamed and said that I was such a jerk. I asked her why she can't get a ride home with her friends that she went on the trip with, and she confessed that she went on the trip by herself, which raised so many questions. So I told her that we needed to talk, and again, she said that I was abandoning her when she had no money for an Uber. I'm so confused. I guess, should I get her? Or am I the jerk because I won't pick her up? Alright, folks, what do you think?
No, you're not the jerk. Honestly, OP, this does not sound like a healthy relationship at all. I know you care deeply about this woman, but she is not being a good partner to you. She lied to you in so many ways. She said she was going on a girls' trip. She said she wasn't going to go see her guy best friend. What does she go do? She goes and marries her guy best friend, does not take anyone else with her. It sounds like it was a trip specifically to visit him.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's nothing wrong with people having friends of other genders, but marrying them without your partner's consent and sneaking around behind your partner's back, none of that is healthy.
Yeah, I think that there is a serious lack of communication here. If she needed health care and she needed to marry this guy, which is regrettable if our healthcare system is so broken that she felt that she had to marry him in order to get good health care, then that's very problematic, right? And the fact that he and they didn't have this discussion ahead of time, maybe she's going through some medical troubles that we don't really hear about here, in which case, if she's really feels like she has to have this healthcare or if it's a life or death type of situation, then I can understand her taking this position of marrying him, but she shouldn't be fraudulently marrying a guy who she's not actually going to be living with or in a relationship with.
Well, and to top that off, even if she is having, some health issues, if she can't trust OP enough to let him know all the details and her plans, there's no trust in the relationship. There's no point in continuing it if it's at, to a point where she has to sneak around behind his back to get health care.
Yeah. Why doesn't she just literally be in a relationship with this guy best friend? That's what I want to know. It seems like she was willing to trust marrying him.
Well, my guess is that he's the long game, and it's just because he's being moved around for the military.
Yeah, well, he could be. He could be.
She's gonna have someone while he's, going everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I do know that happens, and I would be curious what he thinks happened here. because if he isn't aware that she's in a relationship, then that could make things even more complicated.
I mean, it could be. OP could very well just be the side piece and not even know it.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I think that OP isn't leaving her abandoned. I think that at this point in time, she kind of has picked who she wants to be with, and that person isn't OP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think that this is not a healthy situation. But let me know what you folks think. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. And JJ68548 says if she has the money to go on a trip, she has the money to get an Uber from an airport, or she can ask her husband to pay. This girl is your ex unless you want to continue to date a married woman. And OP replies, I helped pay for the trip, and she's had major money issues since she got fired and stranded from her family. It's believable that she doesn't have money for an Uber. And Far Out Lake says, not the jerk, block her on everything, change her locks, etc. Get away from her and stay away. There's no reason that's good enough to be putting up with this nonsense. Your relationship is a joke and more toxic than nuclear waste. And OP replies, she also assaults me on a daily basis and calls me dumb. I've convinced myself that I am not a man if I can't take it.
OP, I recommend talking to a domestic violence resource center. This is not a healthy relationship. This is abuse, and it can be really, really hard to come to terms with, and they may be able to help you work through this better than you can on your own.
Yeah, there's no reason to stay in this relationship. I mean, OP needs to get out, and I think talking with a domestic resource center or even a counselor or any number of things would do them a lot of good to help them gain the confidence that they need to know that this isn't a healthy relationship and there's no reason to hit somebody. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Warning My Sister Enough About Her Choice of a Baby Name? I'm a 26-year-old female, and my grandmother passed away 8 months ago. Her name was Charlotte, but she was known to everyone as Nana Lottie. Her loss devastated our family beyond words. In honor of Nana Lottie, my sister, a 19-year-old female, wanted to name her newborn baby girl, 1 week old, something which would have a nickname for Lottie. She did not like Charlotte, so there has been lots of brainstorming and different names which she could still have Lottie as a nickname. In her 3rd trimester, my sister came to me and told me that she had decided to name her Harlot. This is because it's easy to say, easy to spell, and the nickname is Lottie. I told her that this was a bad idea, to end all bad ideas, and asked her if she had ever Googled the word. She said that she had, but no one would make the connection, because it's such an uncommon word in the day-to-day life. I recommended her choosing something else, but she was firm, and got so upset at me for not liking the name that she stopped talking to me for about a week, so I left it alone. Now, baby Harlot was born, and an announcement went up on Facebook. She specifically said, in honor of Nana Lottie, I'm pleased to introduce baby Harlot, nickname Lottie. To say the family lost their minds would be an understatement. People were so upset that Nana Lottie was now being associated with the word harlot. And a lot of the extended family have said that they will not meet this child because they couldn't face the situation. My sister reached out to me to cry, but when I said that I tried to warn her, she got really upset and said that I hadn't warned her enough, that I should have kept trying different ways and should have forced her to listen. I don't really know what that means, but now my mom, a 56-year-old female, is on her side as well, saying that the hormones lead to bad decisions, and it's up to family to steer our loved ones in the right direction. She said that I should have known that a teenager's decision to name a baby Harlot would end in tears, and I should have done more. For clarification, my mom did not know the name in advance as my sister wanted to surprise everyone with a touching tribute to Nana Lottie. I feel quite upset that so many people were already grieving. I feel quite upset now that so many people who were grieving already now have to deal with this association, and maybe I could have done more to talk her out of it. Was I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, I don't think OP's in the wrong here. I mean, the sister is an adult and she can make her own decisions. She even cut off contact with OP for a week. And so, it doesn't seem like telling her, no, you can't do this, everyone's going to associate this name with its obvious meaning, was doing any good.
Yeah, I don't think that OP could have done too much more. Maybe they could have pressured her more, but then maybe she would have gone no contact or something like
Well,
that.
the only thing I can think of is she could have told the mom,
Yeah.
or some other family member, but that could have really blown up in some bad ways too. So like, I'm not blaming Opie for not doing that because there's all kinds of ways that could have gone wrong.
Well, yeah, because then she would have been upset that OP revealed the surprise and that it would have been just fine, and she probably wouldn't have been convinced no matter what and until the situation. I mean, it's not too late to change the baby's name, right?
Right. I mean, there might be a fee at this point, but it's worth it to change the name.
Yeah. So hopefully they can resolve this issue. I feel bad for OP because they were kind of put in an untenable position. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Hello Tara says, this is hilarious, not the jerk, and info. What was to stop her from calling the child Lottie? Why the need for any other name if they had planned to call her Lottie this entire time? And OP replies, I did suggest naming her Lottie, but she didn't want her child to be named a nickname. She wanted something with proper legal documents, and Harlot was the choice. Yes, that is certainly the better of the choices for legal documents. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Mark, yesterday I saw a man at school with very long arms. Every time he went up the stairs, he stepped on them. Jim, wow, he stepped on his arms? Mark, no, on the stairs.
Oh, haha, jovial Bob sign strikes again. Imagine that. And I have licorice spice. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday! Or no, it's not Manic Monday, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Hump Day.
What day of the week is today?
Today is Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, then it is Wednesday.
Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day, a wonderful Wednesday. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wonderful Wednesday, Hump Day, Friday Junior's Eve. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it on getting married.
If you're planning on marrying someone who is not your partner, you need to have a conversation with your partner beforehand.
Yeah, you would think that would be a given. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.